Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to J is for Justice. Coming in hot like a fajita today. Get yours in the merch store. Nice quality. $20 t-shirts in the merch store. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. I am so grateful for all of you for watching my channel. I know there's a lot of channels that you guys can watch and you guys can get your information from. And mine is one of the ones that you have chosen, and I thank you for that. Happy Hump Day. Today's going to be a double streamer. We've got a double header today. We are live again at 7 p.m. taking your calls tonight about this case. So hopefully you guys have a lot of things that you want to say. If you can't become a member, hit that like button. It really, really helps. Myron looks so good in green. Myron was having a problem with his memberships and his accounts, and he got it all straightened out. No, it does not come in a tank top, but I am working on some tank tops. I think I have one tank top up there, and it's the 420 edition, but I am working on some summer tank tops. Thanks for bringing that up, Boo Sheet. They come in all colors, though. I was like, I wore mine on Cinco de Mayo. We didn't even talk about Cinco de Mayo, but that's okay. I hope you guys all had a great Cinco de Mayo. You guys, I didn't sleep much last night, and I'm not trying to be dramatic. You would. They have racerback tanks. I have a 421 in the store right now. But there's so much going on in this case. We watched Nancy Grace in Discord last night. It's not on YouTube yet, but it's on her podcast on Media. Can't remember the name of it. It's Dr. Phil's new network. Nancy Grace switched over from Fox Nation in February, it looks like, to Medialite or something. Pedialyte. I'll give you the right name. Hang on. It's Media. Oh, God. I have brain farts every time. Merit Street Media. It's Merit Street Media. And it's free. All you have to do is sign up for an account and you can watch Nancy, at 9 o'clock. I didn't know that either because I went to go find her on Fox Nation. I'm like, what's going on? Where are we going to watch this? And I was freaking out. Does anybody have a Fox Nation account? And then I found that. So, yeah, I guess you don't need Fox Nation because she's not there anymore. All right, Audrey. Okay, tank tops are on my list of things to do. Just as a reminder for those that followed the Harmony Montgomery case, I say this term loosely, father's sentencing is tomorrow. And we will be live streaming that at 1 p.m. tomorrow, May 9th. The sentencing for Adam Montgomery. So that will be live tomorrow. I'll get an event up later today. But we are again live at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight with your calls. So back to last night, we watched the whole thing on Nancy Grace in Discord. And yes, it was very good. Some of it was repetitive because it was pre-recorded. Oh my gosh, thank you, Melissa B. Coming in hot. Just like the fajita. Thank you for using J4J411.live. Thank you. We are actually spinning that wheel this Friday too. We met our goals yesterday, so we are going for spin number 2. Harmony, it's at 1 p.m. Eastern. 1 p.m. Thank you, Kendo. There's a lot of storms going on. Several of our members are bracing for these tornadoes and stuff. Stay safe. Charge your devices. Charge them in your cars. Do what you got to do. But make sure your stuff is charged. first and foremost. So that's it. So we watched the Nancy Grace, and there were some good parts. Like, a lot of it was about the sighting, and I think it was pre-recorded before the sighting was actually, debunked or whatever you call it, that the police came out and said it wasn't him. And that they spoke to the woman whose kid it was, and it's so weird. Okay, I have to show you guys this. The people that were in that picture, the picture of the boy that they thought was Sebastian. Well, his mom made a public post, and that's the only reason I'm showing you this, is because she made a public post saying, please remove our picture from all of your Facebook groups. I don't think people are going to do it, because there's people out there who still think that that's Sebastian. So this is her. Her name's Bonnie. And she says, these are pics of my son, Josiah, not the missing boy, Sebastian Rogers. And that is me in the pink shirt. Please remove pics of my son and me off Facebook, please. I pray you do find your son safely. Okay, so then this is what I found odd. Well, all of it I found odd. I don't want to blast their family photos. So I'm just going to show you this because I don't know who these people are, but I thought this was really odd. So the next thing that was odd is they own a fucking concrete company. Y'all. They do driveways. They do concrete driveways. I can't make it up. And then the third weird thing was this. On March 2nd, Jesus truly blessed our youth group today, and we can't wait to take all the money from the proceeds of our chili sale to Ebenezer Attic for the new orphanage being built in Caldwell County. Caldwell orphanage? I didn't think orphanages existed anymore. Yeah, weird, huh? Her Facebook's wide open, so it's not anything private or anything. So if you guys want to go look at it, you can. But I thought it was odd, just with all of the parallels. Kim G, yes, it does. Bethany, star flag. Why are you doing this, if I may ask? What is this? There are orphanages in this country. Hi, Bunny. That's weird. It's disturbing that there's still orphanages in this country. I just don't like it. But what is this that I'm doing that you're asking why I'm doing it? I don't understand your question. Hey, Laura. Excuse me. Hey, Laura from South Florida. You must be roasting, Laura, because where I'm at, it feels like, and it might have changed. Well, I want to show you something really quick, though. I want to show you what this lady's son actually looks like. Look. That's that lady's son. And so is this. They could be twins. But yeah, it's just weird how... Yeah, you can tell when you look... Hey, crowdsourced. When you look at her Facebook, though, you can tell it's not Sebastian. But it is so similar. Like they could literally be brothers, you know? Um, but yeah, just some eerie coinkydinks, huh? Yeah, she said orphanage. I don't know why. Maybe she's just using. Yeah, his nose is different, but very close. Very, very close. They look like brothers, kind of like Sin and Alep look like sisters. And even more coincidence, that lady looked like Kinda Katie, right? Right. I mean, the stars lined up on that one. Social media, says Bethany. I was just stating a fact about what the mom posted. Oh, like why is she posting it? Like drawing attention to it? Huh. I think because she just maybe thought that people would comply once the police said that's not that's not Sebastian. So can you please remove my son's photo? I mean, would you guys want your kid's photo in a bunch of Facebook groups for a missing kid and they're saying, "Oh, that's him," not even believing it after the cops say it isn't? We're the best clickers here, Lisa Rose. All right, so I'm going to play a couple clips that I picked up from Nancy Grace, and you guys can let me know. So these are the critical these are the critical questions that Seth was asked. So if you yeah, none of you would want your kid's picture in there. But this is the questions that Seth was asked about Sebastian. And when you hear these questions, think of Chris and Katie answering these questions. Oh, Sin claps. She does fist. What do you call that? I don't even know what you call that aggressive shit. Subaru Steve, thank you so much for your super sticker. You guys are amazing people. Thank you. All right, so here's the first clip about the critical questions.
What was Seth Rogers' demeanor when he entered your office?
We had a great conversation. Like you said, it took a long time. We sat and talked for a long time. I collected some background information from him to make sure that he's suitable for testing. In my opinion, he was. Then
whoa, wait a minute, boss.
Wait a minute,
suitable
boss.
For testing, you mean he's not drunk or high, right? Is that what that means?
Exactly.
What were the critical questions that you asked Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father?
Regarding doing anything to cause the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers, do you plan to answer those questions truthfully? He responded, yes. I then asked him, did you do anything that could have caused that boy's disappearance who we discussed today? The answer was no. And the third question was, were you involved in any way in the disappearance of that boy who we discussed today? He responded, no.
Yes, sir. What was Seth Rogers' demeanor when he entered your office?
We had a great conversation. Like you said, it took a long time.
Why did he reiterate that as that boy that we talked about today and that boy? I'm not trying to nitpick, but why didn't they say Sebastian or your son? Why did they say that boy? Does anybody have any ideas? I'm glad you guys are enjoying the emojis. The baby shoe and the proud foot fit well together. Maybe hearing the son's name would cause a physical response. I don't know. I mean, I think back to I hate to go back to always Chris Watts, but she used names. Or maybe he's just reiterating it that way. Because didn't Chris always call Sebastian like the boy or... I just thought that was kind of interesting when I caught that. But let's listen again to those critical questions.
We sat and talked for a long time. I collected some background information from him to make sure that he's suitable for testing. In my opinion, he was. Then
Whoa, wait a minute, boss. Suitable for testing? You mean he's not drunk or high, right? Is that what that means?
Exactly.
What were the critical questions that you asked Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father?
Regarding doing anything to cause the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers,
he said it then.
Do you plan to answer those questions truthfully? He responded, yes.
Okay, so he said Sebastian Rogers the first time.
I then asked him, did you do anything that could have caused that boy's disappearance who we discussed today? The answer was no. And the third question was, were you involved in any way in the disappearance of that boy who we discussed today? He responded, no.
Yes, sir. What was Seth Rogers' demeanor when he...
So he did say it the first time. And then here is the other clip. This is after the polygraph. The polygrapher asked Seth what his theory was on what happened to his son. Now, what was really confusing with this is that they come out of the gate talking about the sighting, and the big bar at the bottom says, Dad says it's him. But then she asks this, and this is what the gentleman says.
Following are paraphrased questions and responses from Seth after a polygraph was conducted. What is your theory of what happened to your son, Sebastian? What did Seth say?
He explained to me that Sebastian was routinely taking a sleep aid, and he believes that Sebastian probably wouldn't go to sleep. So his mom, Katie, overdosed him and caused his death. That's what he told me.
Following are paraphrased questions and responses from Seth after a polygraph was conducted. What is your theory of what happened to your son, Sebastian? What did Seth say?
He explained to me that Sebastian was routinely taking a sleep aid, and he believes that Sebastian probably wouldn't go to sleep. So his mom, Katie, overdosed him and caused his death. That's what he told me.
Following are paraphrased questions.
So we remember that Chrissy told us that because of HIPAA reasons, he can't say what Sebastian takes. But now we have Seth saying that his theory is that she gave him a little too much. He didn't say if it was, purposeful or not. Kind of left that open-ended. Is it, Olip?
I mean, I'm sure there was stuff long and swung. And
somebody else said something in the chat before we began, and it said something about him being in the garage and Katie's car being in the garage. What if she started the car? That's what somebody said. Because she heard a thud. If she told him to go to bed, I'm not trying to be gross. I don't know what he took at night. You know what I mean? But I told him to go to bed, and he didn't. Did she put him in the garage? Did Chris tell her to start the car and just leave it on long enough so he'd fall asleep? Had they done that before? Just enough to make him sleepy? And then did she go back on the couch after starting the car and then she started to fall asleep. And then she heard a thud. I don't know. I mean, if a kid's, having a meltdown in the garage, what if she just turned her car on? Yeah, and then she said when I went to get him up for school, he wasn't there. The door was seen open that night, maybe to air it out. I mean, Nancy did say, was your car in the garage all night long? And Katie said, yes, ma'am. I don't know. God, that just dawned on me. What if his sleeping med was a little bit of carbon monoxide? What if his sleeping med wasn't working that night? What if she did give him more? It's very possible. It would be very quiet, clean. Man, I just don't know. Oof. And there is a dent in the garage door bowing outward like it was hit from the inside. Could be nothing, but could be something. I don't know. Maybe Chris really wasn't there. Maybe Chris told her to do that. We don't know. I mean, maybe Colleen. Maybe they had their own little cocktail. We've heard of worse. We've heard of worse. Hello, Meg. Hey, Tex. I'm glad you caught alive. A squared. Let's not start rumors. Shauna, thank you for your super sticker or super chat. He was on prescription Risperdal. Do you know that how do you know that though? In the car, right? Swapped cars. Yeah, there was body parts found. So in Mississippi, I'll show you guys that as well, but I thought I didn't expect that to come from me watching that clip. Okay, so Chris Proudfoot gets angry over the accusations. This is another clip. And then we will watch. Yeah, Harper, that's what I was thinking too. The little video on the remains. There's no new updates on it.
The rumor is actually that.
Oh, I just want to preface this by saying, if we think about if Chris had his mom's vehicle that looked like his mom's vehicle, I'm not saying his mom was at the store. Maybe it was Chris in his mom's vehicle. And that was how, maybe that, I don't know. Maybe she went in there at 10 when she heard that thud and he came home and went to his mom's, got the vehicle, possibly met at across the street from the high school. Then Katie proceeded to drive around the high school and drive back home and be like, I can't find him.
That about your mom, her car being parked at like Worsham's and him getting in.
Okay, so here's the answer. The final answer to this.
It's not just an online rumor because people have driven up to me and personally spoken about this.
Okay,
right.
ladies and gentlemen, can I make the statement?
I wish
This is very simple. This conversation has nothing to do on social media. You want to have this conversation, Seth? You call me, you get Heather, you get Chloe on the phone.
That's
Hell,
fine.
I'll do you one better, and
Right.
I will get Bobby and Carter on the phone, and we'll all sit down and have this little fucking powwow.
The rumor is actually that
That was Chris Proudfoot when Chloe the PI, or I'm sorry, that's Heather, I think, saying there was a rumor that your mom was seen at Worsham's, which is the store across the street from the high school where Sebastian went to school. And then he does not want that to come out. It may not even be his mom, guys. His mom may be duped by him. Let's step back for a second. What if Katie called him and said, "Oh my God, I gave him, he's not waking up." And then he came home, got mama's car, and they did this handoff. And this being brought up that it was seen at Worsham's, allegedly on camera. Heather's saying this is a rumor, but then Chloe's like, "No, ma'am, it's not just a rumor. I've had people coming up to me saying this." Rhea, if you listen, instead of typing like a clicker, you'll see that we are sticking to logic and what we already know. So here it is again. Here's Chris Proudfoot's own words. You don't get more logical in what we already know better than that, than their own fucking words. This is him getting angry when Worsham's is brought up, and Bobby and Carter, I don't know. Because Bobby is Bobby Worsham, but then there's also an investigator for the TBI called Bobby, or called Carter. So I don't fucking know who he's talking about. He's trying to be in control. He feels out of control, so he's losing it like a little toddler. You know how when you have a toddler and they don't get what they want and they can't speak, so they don't know what else to do other than scream and pound their feet on the floor in those white hard bottom baby shoes? That's the same thing. You're just seeing it in a grown ass man.
Babies with them high top white shoes on, with the real hard bottom.
Exactly. Let's listen again. This is
about,
called a temper tantrum.
Your mom, her car being parked at like Worsham's and him getting in.
Okay, so here's the answer. The final answer to this.
It's not just an online rumor because people have driven up to me and personally spoken about this.
Okay,
right.
ladies and gentlemen, can I make the statement?
I wish
This is very simple. This conversation has nothing to do on social media. You want to have this conversation, Seth? You call me, you get Heather, you get Chloe on the phone.
That's
Hell,
fine.
I'll do you one better, and I will get Bobby and Carter on the phone, and we'll all sit down and have this little fucking powwow.
The rumor is actually that about your mom, her car being parked at like Worsham's and him getting in.
Okay, so here's the answer. The final answer to this.
It's not just an online rumor because people have driven up to me and personally spoken about this.
Okay,
right.
ladies and gentlemen, can I make the statement?
I wish
This is very simple. This conversation has nothing to do on social media. You want to have this conversation, Seth? You call me, you get Heather, you get Chloe on the phone.
That's
Hell,
fine.
I'll do you one better, and I will get Bobby and Carter on the phone, and we'll all sit down and have this little fucking powwow.
The rumor is actually
Unbelievable. Okay, so here is... Whew. I mean, if that guy does that on an open panel on Web Sleuth with like 2,000 people watching, can you imagine what he does at home? Thank you, Jess. Jess just gifted you guys 5 memberships. Give Jess a huge thank you. So thank you so much, Jess. That was so generous of you. We just got 5 new members here. Thank you so much. Trying to cover for his mom, or is he duping mommy too? Beach storage is next to the beach Worsham's Market. Yes, Addie. I love your Barbie picture. Bobby is TBI. Carter is Sumner County. Okay. He's threatening him with Ellie. He's threatening with Ellie. But why would his mom need to do it when that dude was absent until after 1 p.m., the day that Sebastian went missing? Why would mom need to do it? All he would need to do is drive his truck over to mom's, switch cars, and then he could do it. Depending on what time something happened, if you, let's say, give him the most time, 10 p.m., let's say something happened. He didn't even show up to 1008 Stafford until 1 p.m. the next day. So how many hours is that? 15? He had 15 hours, give or take? Yeah. That's a long time. Let's watch this one. This one I titled, would Chris... Oh, no, I was going to show you the leg. Okay, here. This one. This is the only information we have.
The first step to tackling your credit card debt is understanding how much debt you actually have. Seriously? And how long it could follow you around for if...
A human leg was found in a small lake in Mississippi after a group of kids were fishing on Sunday. According to local news station WLBT, Flowood Police Chief Eric Zetterholm said that a group of kids were fishing at Primos Lake in Rankin County, Mississippi, when one of the kids' lure snagged a human leg that had a sock on it. One of the kids pulled in the leg. Police were immediately called as the Rankin County coroner arrived at the location. According to police, the leg was taken to the medical examiner's office to start a DNA process. Zetterholm added that the leg was mostly bone, suggesting it had been in the water for a while. More bones were found in the lake on Monday, and that the search continues for more remains. It's unclear what other human remains were found. While the area of the lake is the location of an old mine, it's an old mine. According to WLBT, the area is restricted with no trespassing signs clearly displayed. Newsweek has reached out to the Flowood Police Department via email for comment. Lake. Let's see how far that is from the Yogi Bear. So we're going to do Flowood to Horn Lake, Mississippi. By car, it is 2 hours and 56 minutes. So there's Memphis up here, and then Flowood, where those parts were found, is down here. I know, Horn Lake. Horror Lake. But that's where Yogi Bear is Horn Lake. So really, it's a straight shot down I-55 all the way to Flowood. No, it's really not that far when you think about it. All right, so that's that. There's nothing new on that. They said they were doing DNA testing. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, it's 3 hours from where he was camping. So he did come home and then he left again to go get his camper. I don't know how long he was gone. So. And maybe, you know, if he had been moved. Yes, there's alligators in that water. Yes, there are. Stormy, where did you see that? Because I just looked it up before we went live and I didn't see any update. Can you give your source so I can pull it up? Because I don't see anything new. Yeah, I know, Winter. Look how far Gannon was taken, all the way to Florida. And no one has connected this, but there is a black man that was found, and they found clothing, and they gave pictures of the clothing to the media to identify him, but that was a different body of water. Yeah, there are some other crimes. It's not a good area, I don't think. So I don't know. I mean, the clothing though, that's from a different person. That's from a black male. So, the question is on this video, we're going to watch one more just because you guys kind of got me on a roll. When you watch this video, ask yourself the following question. Would Chris Proudfoot's parents help make Sebastian poof, disappear?
At Vistaprint, we print everything to show off your brand.
After this ad.
So you can print it like Simon's Restaurant, an outfit.
What was going on?
Wait, hold on. I got to rewind it. All right. Listen and hear me out. Did Terry talk about Sebastian? Did you know of Sebastian when you worked with him?
I just knew he referred to him as...
That word?
I'm not going to say the word. Yeah. He used as the R word, idiot, is what he would call. So that's...
Do you remember like a context he would use it in?
It was like whenever someone was talking about their kids, for example, if we were at in the break room and someone was talking about their kids and he was sitting there and he'd be like, my damn grandson, he's just I don't understand why he does some of the shit he does. He's that word idiot. And just go off on a tangent talking about, things he did or, talking about soiling his pants, unbelievable stuff that, a company, coworker shouldn't know that about your grandson. You shouldn't be talking about your grandson like that anyway.
Yeah. That's awful. And how did people respond to that?
I mean, everyone, it literally, blew everyone away. Everyone there, feels the same way that everyone that I've spoke with that either worked there or still works there has said the same exact thing that I said from the beginning, that they were involved. I truly feel like they were involved in this, and it was something pre-planned.
That's your theory, huh?
And just based off of the things that man said, done, the things that I know he's done, they're very, very dirty. I mean, going as far as paying people to, for example, if you were Chris's ex, he would pay someone to come to, your house, apartment, job, whatever, and just vandalize your car, cut your tires, whatever it may be, just to harm you and hurt you.
So I go to Kathy's house and I knock on the door. And I remember I had Christopher's stepmom, Linda, on the phone with me. She was on speakerphone, and I told her what was going on. Little did I know everybody was in on this. And Terry answered the door, which is Chris's stepfather. And he told me that I need to get off of his fucking property. And here, little Noah is 3 years old, and my Isabella is 7. And they're standing behind me. And I said, please tell me what's going on. I said, where's Faith? I said, please give me my baby back. And he told me, get off my fucking property. And he took out a green and black baseball bat. And he told me to fucking leave or he's gonna bash me and my kids' heads. So me and my kids walked back to my truck and we got back in it. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do? This is a nightmare. What am I gonna do? And Chris was inside of the house with the baby. I saw his shadow. And they lied for him and they said that he was in California and he really wasn't.
They lied for him. Unbelievable. So the question was, do you think that Chris Proudfoots would help make Sebastian poof, disappear? Put a 1 yes, put a 2 no. I don't know. These parents could be in the dark. He could be a little shit. But I want to show you some photos that I showed in the Discord last night when we were chit-chatting away. Of these vehicles, right? So right here we have on the left-hand side of your screen, Katie Proudfoot's Infinity. And a baby blue Infinity. Toy Airy does not think the parents have any clue. And then on the right is Terry and Kathy Bowersock's Infinity. And JLR, those are photo credit on the right to JLR. On the left, I don't know who took that. But on the right, that was the top one at least. When JLR was driving through their neighborhood, Kathy was driving. He was in the passengers. And he got out and started chasing him. And when JLR got out of his car, this dude went back to his car. Those are magnets. Those are Sebastian magnets on their cars. Their cars are very similar. They're different colors, though. You know? It's odd, no? I just wonder if there's some confusion in some of the surveillance on the vehicle. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, shaboogies. Maybe. Is that why these people aren't showing up to vigils? Because they don't want to park their car there. Yeah, I agree with you, Melissa B. Do I know if Ellie has checked their cars? I doubt it. I mean, they'd have to have a warrant for that, wouldn't they? Gypsy, what website is it? I'll find it. I don't think you can post links in here. Let me know what website it's on and I'll go to it. And I think they were the ones following people. I absolutely do. I know, Tincture. Well, the FBI can. That's why the Secret Service is probably involved. See, the Secret Service is now involved and they can access those satellites up above us. You know, that's the thing, right? Y'all, if you like your privacy, you won't cheer on every Elon Musk Starlink satellite that goes up in the air because those satellites are catching everything in real time. Have you ever seen a map of how many Starlinks are in the sky? I doubt that Chris Proudfoot has seen it, so I want to pull this up for him. Starlink satellite map. Let's take a look. But yeah, the car thing is odd, right? These are the amount of satellites. This is live. Here's the United States. We're pretty well covered, wouldn't you say? The Secret Service are on it. Nah, they can pull from these satellites. They're covering and they go, you know what? 21 more just went up about an hour before I came live. Yeah, if you live in the country, you can see them, Addie. Yep. She says I can see them clearly go over my house at night because we have dark skies. You wouldn't be surprised if Katie checked herself in somewhere like Jen Soto. Yeah. I saw this though and I was like, damn, this is crazy. Let me zoom in. I've never played with this map before. Hold on. This is kind of cool. Sorry to get off track a little bit, but this is pretty neat. Okay, let's see. I swear we're going to get to our regular video today. What is that? A house? Hold on. Let me move this bad boy over here. What does this mean? Know your location? No. You have to give your location to freaking watch it? I mean, this is just nuts to me. Oh, it's on YouTube. Oh, this shows them actually going over our... Oh, shoot.
Sanderson, Texas is the ground-based Earth station for this area. And if you click on
damn.
the ground station name here on the right, Sanderson, Texas, a Google Earth map pops up showing you the ground station.
Oh, shit. See that?
Now, if you go to this little gear icon up above and click on that,
hang on,
you can do an auto get location, and it'll find your exact location of where you live. You save that, and these red lines represent the satellites that are within the right distance for your specific area to get satellite service.
Oh, this is for Starlink internet.
Sanderson, Texas Gateway Station name here. This little window pops up, and if you click on the link, this takes you to the FCC filing for their satellites.
Damn.
And if you use the back bar button, it takes you back and it puts a green.
That's nuts. But look at all of them moving.
These are all the satellites they have up in orbit right now.
Look at that
The ones
list.
in red are either too low and haven't reached their full altitude yet, or they're deorbiting and coming out of service. If you click on any group of numbers, you see their orbital track and where it's positioned around the world. So we come back around here to the US and zoom in a little bit. And Sanderson, Texas is the ground-based Earth station for this area. And if you click on the ground station name here on the right.
To answer your question, so yeah, that's crazy, right? So the Secret Service can access these satellites, and as you can see, they move, and they can pick up your movements. I mean, yeah, our phones are definitely trackers, but if you look at something like this, it's like, whoa, they can go back and watch in real time our lives. They can watch us walking out of our home, walking back in our home. And trust me, they have the capability. It may take a minute, but they do have the capability to enhance video and be able to see what was going on. I've got the link from Gypsy. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and play this. This is an update. Yeah, it's very high tech. That's why the Secret Service is the one that accesses that. So the Secret Service is involved in this case. And, you know, I think that if I did anything bad, I would be a little worried. So let's see. Here is another story about, oh, look at that silver fox. Here's another story about this skeletal remains found in the pond. And on the shore now, they're saying. So not only was a leg caught by these kids while they were fishing, why they were fishing in an area like that is beyond me, but they were fishing and caught a leg with a sock. And this is the report. Oops.
Forensic investigators say the remains of that body found in that Flowwood pond were mostly bones. But they say there is enough evidence there, though, to give them some idea of who it is and how they died.
We were called to the area. We confirmed that it was a human leg.
A discovery made in an isolated pond in Flowwood Sunday into Monday, just now providing new clues. A case started with a couple of teens fishing where they were not supposed to.
I feel very confident that there's enough for a DNA sample.
Rankin County Coroner David Ruth says it's early in the investigation, but the DNA from the person found in the waterway could be used and cross-referenced for starters with a database operated by the feds called the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System, or NamUs. It can access what the general public has already offered.
Genealogical stuff, the Ancestry.coms, there's so many people that want to know about their family tree that they will take saliva samples, buccal swabs, and submit it. They'll upload their own DNA.
In the case of the Flowwood case, obviously that's unrecognizable.
Dr. Anastasia Holubinko is the state forensic anthropologist.
Even with anthropology involved, when I analyze remains, I can estimate biological sex, stature, age, ancestry from the remains, as well as analyze traumatic injury if that's present.
But in the Flowwood case, the body was badly decomposed. Researchers in the state DNA lab will start the painstaking process of recovering that minute evidence and cross-referencing it with persons known to be missing, perhaps comparing their DNA with those offered by the families of other missing persons.
Oh. And in the case of a presumed identification where we think we know who that person is, if a family member is available, we'll ask for a reference sample, and then a profile is developed from that reference sample and compared with the profile from our unknown individual.
Investigators say there is a long checklist to go through of trying to identify this person. They are hoping, though, that the public might be able to help and give Flowwood police investigators a phone call if they can. In Rankin County at the State Crime Lab, Scott Simmons, 16 WAPT News.
So no one came forward saying, oh my gosh, that could be my loved one. But they're using Ancestry. I bet the Proudfoot Bowersox have Ancestry registries. What do you want to bet? They're so into themselves and their family and their blood and their heritage. Thank you so much, Gypsy, for that update. Much, much appreciated. I'm actually going to bookmark this site because now I know where to get good updates. This is just outside of Jackson, Mississippi. Coroner David Ruth said yesterday that it was too early to determine if foul play was involved. 7 p.m. on Sunday. The pond is known to have alligators, and the teens who made the initial discovery were not supposed to be fishing in the retention pond. They called it a retention pond. Oh, that's true. They're not blood related. You're right. It's gated with no trespassing and no fishing signs. There's minimal traffic back there. Investigators will look at missing persons cases from the area while awaiting results of the forensic examination by the state medical examiner and crime lab personnel. Thank you so much for that update. We will keep our eye on that one. Let's get into today's video that we're going to rewatch. We're going through the old stuff to kind of see what we pick up now. And we're going to go to WSMV. And this is the reporter who actually came in the house and showed her face. And as I went through these old interviews, I thought it was really interesting how I feel almost like they've been trying to bait Chris with women. And women, showing their bosom. I don't know. It's just a thing. Like, he let the one blonde reporter in. I'm not saying they're all showing their tits. I'm just saying, like, you know what he's like. He's a philanderer. So, like, if I think they thought that he would gravitate to the PI and talk to her. Maybe these reporters, like the first one that came in was the blonde girl. Then this woman, then he went and talked to Nick Barris. And Duchess is a pretty woman. He was hitting on Terry Lynn. Who else? He calls web sleuths web sluts. Just a lot going on, right? But this is the reporter that actually, it's not the hand interview. This was on March 4th. This was released March 4th. And this is Holly Thompson. WSMV4's Holly Thompson. Okay. Here we go. This is part 1.
So first, just express, I can't even imagine as a parent what you two are going through. How would you describe the situation right now? How are you coping?
We're on a constant roller coaster ride of helpless and hopeless and many other emotions all in one, and it's a never-ending roller coaster. It doesn't stop. It won't stop until he walks through the door.
I wouldn't wish
Notice
this on anyone.
notice the angle of where the camera is.
Not anymore.
I know we're about keeping hope alive. I'm sure that's in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna
Always.
come home.
He's going to walk through that door. And this street will be flooded again with family and relatives all waiting to hug and love him. And
That boy's gonna have more friends than he knows what to do with when he comes home.
So here we are, 8 days now searching for him. Walk us through that Sunday night that he went missing. So walk us through, we've got so many people who really want to know, okay, how did this happen? So kind of just walk us through that night.
We were out and about that day. We were having a really good weekend. We got home. Everything was pretty normal. He was playing in his room. When I told him to go to bed, he did. He said, "Good night, Mom, I love you." Said goodnight to his puppies. A little bit later, I wound up going to bed, and when I woke him up for school, he wasn't there.
So in your mind, that's usually around what time? When do you normally wake up? Around 6 o'clock?
6.
So were you instantly thinking something's wrong, or were you like, he may just be
in the shower or
I took a
in the living
second.
room?
I took a second and walked through the house looking for him in case he'd gotten up and was trying to get breakfast or something, because he did that sometimes.
Trying to get breakfast. I know when I woke him up, he wasn't there. Mm-hmm.
About 3 minutes in, give or take, I was on the phone with my husband. I said, "I can't find him."
3 minutes, give or take. Me and the mom were on the phone at 9:43 or 9:46. 3 minutes, give or take. What else was the 3 yesterday? Because somebody said, "Oh no, don't start talking about 3s." Yes, Jess, what was the other one yesterday? Do you remember? Stormy, it's okay. I thought it was the same case at first too. When I first looked it up, I was like, "Oh my gosh." It's okay, Stormy. Thank you for clearing that up. On the phone for 3 hours, 3 minutes, give or take. 3-way call. I walked around for 3 minutes, couldn't find him. 3 hours and 37 minutes, doorstep to doorstep.
He said, what do you mean you can't find him? I said, he's not in the house.
And so at that point, is that when you call 911, or what's going through your mind?
While we were on the phone, and I was like, is he on the other side of the bed? The normal places he may be in the house, And
In the house. He specifically said in the house. What's this checking next to the bed and what? I heard a thud and I couldn't find him. What?
About 3 minutes in, give or take, I was on the phone with my husband. I said, I can't find him.
3 pairs of shoes.
He said, what do you mean you can't find him? I said, he's not in the house.
And so at that point, is that when you call 911, or what's going through your mind?
While we were on the phone, and I was like, is he on the other side of the bed? The normal places he may be in the house, And he wasn't. So I was like, okay, well, hold on a minute. And immediately after that, we called the sheriff's department and made the report.
I ran all over the house, outside, inside. I looked in every closet.
Within minutes, they were here. They responded within minutes, and
3 prints on the shirt.
So you said you were on the phone with her, so
Yes,
you were not home.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I was at work. I'm a tower crane operator, and I was working in Memphis at the St. Jude Project. So it's, I have an earpiece in that talks to my phone. I have another earpiece in that does the radios. So when she was talking to me, it was like, what? I was confused. We talked about where he could possibly be, and then we went from there and led to calling the cops, and here we are now.
And within minutes, they're there at the home.
Yes, ma'am.
It was rapid fire. They had cars.
They
had cars from here down to the
main road,
as far as I could tell.
So what's going through both of your minds? I mean, are we panicking?
That is an OSHA violation. You're right. I think that's why he was let go. I don't think this dude's got a job. I really don't. Look at her eyes right there, guys.
Is it this, oh, I think he's probably at a neighbor's house, or what are you thinking?
My son doesn't run. He's not a runner. He's never run away before. I don't know why.
Hold on. How did Mama Proudfoot get there so fast? Or Mama Bower Socks? How did Mama Bower Socks get there so quickly? And who called her and when? How come that's not in the timeline? I called my mom and told her to come over and sit with Katie until I could get there and get relief from work. Exactly.
I have an earpiece in that talks to my phone. I have another earpiece in that does the radios. So when she was talking to me, it was like, what? I was confused. We talked about where he could possibly be, and then we went from there and led to calling the cops, and here we are now.
And within minutes, they're there at the home.
Yes, ma'am.
It was rapid fire. They had cars.
They
had cars from here down to the
main road,
as far as I could tell.
So what's going through both of your minds? I mean, are we panicking? Is it this, oh, I think he's probably at a neighbor's house, or what are you thinking?
My son doesn't run. He's not a runner. He's never run away before.
Oh! He whipped his head over like, don't you say that, because it's already been reported that he was seen under our neighbor's car. He's like, after this one, that's it. That's it, bitch. You ain't talking no more. Maybe he backhanded her too. Katie, get a grip.
I don't know why.
Why did it pause? The heck?
I don't know why. I don't know why he walked out that door.
I mean, he's a good kid. He's not a mischievous child by any means. But there's answers to questions that have no answers, or questions, questions.
You fucked that one up. Let's see. How far does Bowersox live? So, let's go to Google Maps real quick. Let's do Hendersonville to White House. I think it's like 20 minutes, but I don't want to misspeak. Hendersonville, Tennessee to White House, Tennessee. I don't know their exact address. A half an hour. So Mama would have needed at least a half an hour to drive over. She would have needed at least a half an hour to drive over. So what time did she get there? That's the question. Thank you, Shauna.
Questions with no answers right now that we are searching for desperately, and we just don't have that.
On April 3rd, a drunk driver.
Oh my God, that was loud. Okay, let's go back down. Part 2.
I don't smoke in front of the family.
This is part 2. There's, I guess, 4 parts. Two ads this time. The Bowersox are in Gallatin? I thought they were in White House. Oh, how far is Gallatin? What up, Terry Lynn? How far is Gallatin? Half hour? 20 minutes? How long would it take Mama Proudfoot to get there? Or Mama Bowersox? What the fuck? Oh my God. Come on, part 2.
On April 3rd, a drunk driver killed.
Yeah, I was wrong. It's Gallatin. I want to say TC, I want to say like 5:50-ish. It's 15 minutes away. Thank you. Terry, I got your message, but it was like right before I went live. Here we go.
And there might have been a reason he was possibly upset or something outside that could have enticed him to go outside. Was there anything that came to mind?
We've been combing over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I haven't been able to figure it out. He's that morning he was laughing, he was joking. Everyone we were around that day agreed that he seemed like he was in a good mood. He was behaving. It'd make more sense if we'd been fighting.
Oh, he whipped his head at her again when she said, it'd make more sense if we'd been fighting. Thanks, Shell, for your super sticker.
It'd make more sense if we'd been fighting.
Oh, he actually grunted at that one. Oh, don't say anything about fighting. And don't say anything about him not running away before.
We've been combing over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I hadn't been able to figure it out. He's that morning he was laughing, he was joking. Everyone we were around that day agreed that he seemed like he was in a good mood. He was behaving. It'd make more sense if we'd been fighting.
Or he'd been in trouble, but he hadn't even been in trouble.
Oh, he hadn't even been in trouble as he shakes his head no.
So, I mean, The $1 million question, why did he go? And the other $1 million question is how.
Nope, Chris. That's not the questions you should be asking. You should be asking, where is he? There's $1 million question, Chris Proudfoot. It's one. Where is Sebastian? There's not $2 million questions. How and why? Look at his face. He doesn't care. The $1 million question is, what shoe size do you wear? I'll give you a guess. It's probably around an 8. Yeah, how and why? And he's like, guess you're never going to figure that one out. Because me and my family done covered it up.
The $1 million question, why did he go? And the other $1 million question is how.
What about social media?
Look how he put his hands out like, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. That is such a, I don't value life comment. Look at his reaction. I really want, this is the look that I get at a restaurant. If they say, I say, do you have Coke or Pepsi? And I'm a Coke drinker, right? So they say, we only have Pepsi products. That's my face. All right, I guess so. I guess I'll drink Pepsi. But look at her. She's in a totally different realm. These two are not on the same plane. You have Pepsi, not Coke? I mean, that's how nonchalant this dude is about a human being that was breathing in blood flowing through his veins, and now he's just poof, vanished.
Trouble. So, I mean, the $1 million question, why did he go? And the other $1 million question is how.
What about social media? Is there anything that, anyone he could have contacted? I understand he was somewhat of a gamer, or what was he? There was a video game he loved, right?
Minecraft. He loves Minecraft. The game that he has is not online. He has the Switch.
The game?
We don't.
We don't. The game that he has is not online. She made that clear.
Because of how social media can be, he doesn't have accessibility to communicate with folks
on the internet.
I mean, we have a firm belief that we just don't feel that right now that he's capable of having that kind of responsibility. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, his phone is locked down, his computers, his gaming. He doesn't have a gamer tag. He doesn't have online capabilities with games. I mean,
we've combed every electronic. I
mean, we've cooperated with all the authorities as far as anything they've asked us to provide. We've provided, and still just don't have any answers.
Did he have any friends that could have possibly contacted him in some way on his phone?
All his friends at school have been questioned to my knowledge, and none of them knew anything.
So this big question mark. He's vanished.
Yes, ma'am.
And no one can figure out where or why. All right. So let's talk too about the relationship involved, because they're
big sigh out of Chris.
Father is very much involved in Sebastian's life as well.
Yes, ma'am. Very much.
Right. And how would you describe that relationship, the two of them and the four of you?
It's relatively good. I mean, we talk regularly. He talks to his son on a regular basis, sees him on a regular basis. He's involved in school and therapy and...
Shaking her head no.
I mean, he didn't have any extracurricular activities, but I can tell you now, if he did, his dad would be in the front row.
In two different households, and the communication between the three of us is great. I mean, yes, we're just like every parent. We all have our disagreements, but in the end, we come together as a team and we work. And we.
Oh yeah, you've been a team. Hasn't he proven this? Hasn't he proven that they're a team? Their communication is great. I mean, we know that to be just a blatant lie. Watch his hands, too.
In two different households, and the communication between the three of us is great. I mean, yes, we're just like every parent. We all have our disagreements, but in the end, we come together as a team and we work, and we come up with solutions that as we best see fit. I mean, I'm almost in contact with him almost daily.
Let's talk about Sebastian. Tell me about Sebastian.
When he said they're in contact with Seth almost daily, watch how he squirms.
And the end, I mean, I'm almost in contact with him almost daily.
Let's talk about Sebastian. Tell me about Sebastian. How would you describe him?
Sweet, stubborn. He loves to help. He loves
stubborn, and they laugh. They both laugh. The sweet should make you smile, not the stubborn. Do we agree on that one? Are you counting the laughs, Crystal? They should be smiling when he's sweet. The first thing is sweet. The second thing is stubborn. Terry, are we sure that that's not where they went? I heard from Chloe, the PI, or it was either Heather or Chloe, that they also went to it was Heather. They also went to a friend's house on Sunday. So they did BJ's, they did the bowling alley, and they did a friend's house and the Roadhouse. I don't know what order. I don't know when they went to a friend's, but she said that. And they picked up their niece. How come no talks about dropping off the niece or where the niece went or when, was the niece who was seen leaving the Roadhouse? Was Sebastian really there on Sunday? Or was it Saturday? What's going on here? Where's the niece come in and where does she come out?
That as we best see fit. I mean, I'm almost in contact with him almost daily.
Let's talk about Sebastian. Tell me about Sebastian. How would you describe him?
Sweet, stubborn. He loves to help. He loves running, and he loves to play his games and his fidgets. And
you're talking about a 15-year-old. He loves to run. He loves to run, but you just said he's not a runner. He loves to fucking run. He loves to play. I really don't know because I locked him up.
He loves to help. He loves running, and he loves to play his games and his fidgets and Uno. Lord, that's one of his favorite games right now.
Uno. That's one of his favorite games right now. What is Uno? 1. all alone. Uno. You have to have people to play with you to play Uno. Uno, you need people. You don't play it by yourself. Uno? You think they were sitting down playing Uno with him? Mm-mm. She doesn't want to play with him. And the more people you have at Uno, the more fun it is. 2 people with Uno really isn't fun. The more people you have playing Uno, the more fun it is. Neither one of them care. She doesn't even know her kid. And she's lying. Ugh.
He loves running, and he loves to play his games and his fidgets and Uno. Lord, that's one of his favorite games right now. Favorite color is green.
Does he love music?
Oh, God, he loves music.
An eclectic taste. Eclectic. I mean, from, as everybody knows, Eye of the Tiger to Eddie Vedder.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we got Pearl Jam on one hand. We've got...
Oh, what's he getting at with this? Okay, so we all know Eye of the Tiger is severely disturbing. But this douchebag, I guarantee you, he's never gone deep with Pearl Jam, minus the song Jeremy, that was mainstream, probably their most popular song. So we read the lyrics of Eye of the Tiger one time, and he's eclectic. Now we know that he called him the F word because he liked sushi and what was it? Sushi and tofu? That made him gay in Chris's eyes. Gay with air quotes. Mods, can you guys slow down chat a little bit? So that's more eclectic. Pearl Jam and Eye of the Tiger, that's not being eclectic. Jeremy, lyrics. And we know this is all about like bullying, right? Jeremy is based on 2 different stories. The song takes its main inspiration from a newspaper article about a 16-year-old boy named Jeremy Wade Dell from Richardson, Texas, who offed himself in front of his English classmates at Richardson High School on Tuesday morning of January 8th, 1991 at about 9:45 a.m. Oh, God, that's a true story. Sorry. He unalived himself. I didn't mean to say that. In a 2009 interview, Eddie Vedder said he felt the need to take that small article and make something of it, to give it that action, to give it reaction, to give it more importance. It came from a small paragraph in a paper, which means you unalive yourself and you make a big old sacrifice and try to get your revenge. That all you're going to end up with is a paragraph in a newspaper. 63 degrees and cloudy in a suburban neighborhood. That's the beginning of the video. And that's the same thing, is that in the end, it does nothing. Nothing changes. The world goes on and you're gone. The best revenge is to live on and prove yourself. Be stronger than those people, and then you can come back. Here's the lyrics. At home, drawing pictures of mountaintops with him on top, lemon yellow sun, arms raised in a V, and the dead lay in pools of maroon below. Daddy didn't give attention, to the fact that mommy didn't care. King Jeremy the Wicked, oh, ruled his world. Jeremy spoke in class today. Clearly, I remember picking on the boy, seemed a harmless little fuck. Oh, but we unleashed a lion, gnashed his teeth, and bit the recess lady's breast. How could I forget? And he hit me with a surprise left. My jaw left hurtin'. Oh, dropped wide open. Just like the day, oh, the day I heard. Daddy didn't give affection, no, and the boy was something that Mommy wouldn't wear. King Jeremy the Wicked, oh, ruled his world. Try to forget this, try to erase this from the blackboard. Mm. Mm.
Favorite color is green.
Oh, it's not his favorite song.
Does he love music?
This is a song from the 90s. This kid, that was not his favorite song, and his favorite song wasn't from the 80s either. He liked Taylor Swift. Did he like music? Look at him. They knew what questions were going to be asked. They didn't go into this blindly. They knew what was going to be asked. He was prepared for this.
Oh, he loves music.
An eclectic taste. An eclectic. I mean, from, as everybody knows, Eye of the Tiger to Eddie Vedder.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we got Pearl Jam on one hand. We've got Survivor on the other over here. We've got Taylor Swift. And
he's got a big crush.
That's
on
what
her.
he really liked was Taylor.
I mean, country, rock,
no
classic.
hip hop. We don't allow the hip hop.
Well, he doesn't really
Well, I
get
say
into it
rap and
anyways.
things.
You know that rapping things. You know those black people that do that rapping things. We don't allow that. Look at his face. I'm going to be honest. This is the first interview I ever saw with these two. And this right here was the first thing I noticed. And I thought, damn, not only is he an abuser, but he's racist too. We don't allow that. Hip hop, you know that, what do they call it? They call it that rap. I knew right from the word jump this dude was a racist. And I was like, gross. Taylor Swift, sushi, and tofu. He must have really hated him. Yep. You know why people don't talk about the scratches on his arms? I don't know what you mean by people. I've talked about them. Don't think L.E. didn't see those scratches. He thought that it had been enough time where they healed up. Kels, I don't think that he liked those two songs. Those two songs are not about Sebastian. Nothing that Chris says is about Sebastian. If you still believe that anything that comes out of his mouth is pro-Sebastian or true, you may want to exit left because we're beyond that. The dude's a liar.
You mentioned he loved running. So did he love the outdoors at all? I mean, would something outside that was somewhat outdoorsy be enticing to him or pull him outdoors?
He loves, like, when
I raised Yorkies. I had 3 Yorkies at once, and I never had a bite mark or a scratch mark from my Yorkies. They're not like cats. They don't just randomly bite you. And if the dog's playing with you, they never draw blood. I play with my Golden, and she puts my whole arm in her mouth, and she doesn't draw blood because it's playing. If a dog's playing with you, they're not scratching you like that. Especially on your forearm. Like, what are you doing to them if you're getting scratches right in here? I don't get it. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't even make sense. Unless you're doing something to it, maybe it's fighting back, but my dogs never did that.
Enticing to him or pulled him outdoors?
He loves, like, when we were in California and the school had this lap thing to gain money. It was a fundraiser. And every year he was, I did this many laps, I did this many laps. I mean, I've got t-shirts where they would write on his back. Every time the kids went around, they'd mark a mark on the back.
They'd mark a mark on the back, would they?
Where they would write on his back. Every time the kids went around, they'd mark a mark on the back, and they'd keep running. And he just had marks all the way across his back. He likes playgrounds. He hates being dirty. He don't like being dirty.
He don't like being dirty. He don't like being dirty, but he took off with no shoes on in the middle of the night. But he's not a runner either. So I don't know. We like to go camping in our fifth wheel, and he doesn't like to be dirty, and he doesn't like bugs. He's not a kid that wants to go camping, but yet they have a fifth wheel. That's why Sebastian probably never went in the camper. They probably never took him camping. Yeah, runs and laps. Yeah, he also liked pissing in his pants too, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he's not your tomboy style child where he goes outside and plays in the mud.
He loves animals, but he's terrified of bugs.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, okay.
Oof, I feel sick, man.
I mean, even a fly, and he's like, oh!
When the everyday feels like all day, make it a high five moment.
Damn it, that's loud. Sorry. What happened? What was that fly thing all about? You feel sick too? We're probably going to have another ad. Of course. Sorry. Why are they? You have news about CPS. What about it?
As a parent, what you two are going through.
Oh, that's
How would
part
you
one. Hold on.
describe the situation right
We're
now?
on part 3. My bad.
I don't smoke in front of the family.
I don't smoke in front of the family. Thank you, Missy, for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. There's 1,300 of you. Are there 1,300 likes? Can you take a quick second and hit that like button for me?
Shall we play a game?
It was opened in February. So, I just got word in my earpiece. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure I'm hearing that correctly. I just got word in my earpiece that there was a CPS case opened in February. Am I hearing that correctly? It was on Sebastian. On Sebastian. And what was the reason for that? Was it the belt or was it the mattress in the garage?
He's
Too, because he's highly functioning. I know you all have described him as having a form of autism.
He does.
But just describe that to our viewers too, as far as his way of thinking of things and maybe how determined he was about certain things or his mindset.
He
His mindset. it's open and 4 people called, or 4 different people? The neighbors reported to CPS that Sebastian was living in the garage. What? Is that true?
Flung.
I usually do Beach Life. I have to renew it. CPS has been there 4 times. Oh. Wow. The neighbor on Honeysuckle has seen him walking around too. And that's like a couple streets over.
He's got a stubborn mindset. If he believes it's this,
He gets on a one-man track and he is just on it. And he is all about it.
but I mean, he's very smart.
But wait, so whatever they're describing is something stupid in their eyes.
This
he gets
because they tell this like it's a good thing because they're laughing like it's a good memory. But then he follows it up with, but he is smart. So whatever he was doing, this one-track mind, was something that Chris Proudfoot didn't deem smart.
It's on a one-man track and he is just on it. And he is all about it.
A one-man track.
But I mean, he's very smart.
See how he put his hands out? But don't get me wrong. He's very smart. Look at that shifty-eyed motherfucker. Look at him. Watch his eyeballs. That dude is evil. Evil. Look at him. Look at the camera. I mean, how can you go from this to that? Welcome, Missy Frederick. Psychopath. I mean, he's got to be a psychopath.
Psychopathy.
Look at how shifty he is. I mean, I'm just looking at his own behaviors. I mean, you don't. Oh, you just don't smile like that when when your stepson's missing. Wait, what?
I mean, I'm sure there was stuff slung and slung.
You're looking at Flung and Slung being analyzed by Jays for Justice today.
Fucking fuzzy slippers and lip gloss.
Hi, Potato. Hi, Glenda. All right, let's keep going. Enough of his smugness.
He's
got a stubborn mindset. If he believes it's this,
he gets on a one-man track and he is just on it. And he is all about it.
but I mean, he's very smart. He can play chess. He can beat adult.
Oh, one thing he can do, he can play chess, guys. He can beat an adult. I bet you he could do a lot more than that, Chrissy. I bet you he could work on a diesel engine like you never could. I bet you his brain was so mechanically smart you didn't know what to do with yourself. Mr. Proudfoot.
Yeah, they're loud and beefy.
In chess, so
He loves playing games.
What about navigation? Like, did he have a sense of direction? Do you think he could have possibly even hitched a ride or?
Oh, he can't wait. He wants to rag on that kid right here. He groans
Direction? Do you
and
think
stops himself. Look at him. Is he good with direction? He's about to say, oh my God. He wants to say so much more.
he could have possibly even hitched a ride or gotten a ride on a bus or some sort of transportation?
That is a speculation that we don't have an answer for. Just directionally, he knows he could guide you from our house to his dad's house.
Yeah.
She agrees, right? Okay, he could guide you from his, did he say his mom's house? Or did he say our?
He knows he could guide you from our house to his dad's house.
Yeah.
He could get from like this house, I think he can make it up to Culver's ice cream.
He can go to Culver's.
He can go to Culver's. Extra malt, extra malt.
Oh, the boy loves
He knows
malt.
where Culver's is because
Boy loves them all. Why is that funny?
Culver's has malt. He loves malt, extra malt. Every time, extra malt.
Now, how far away does his dad live?
Clarksville.
This is where she nudges him because they said he knew the route to his dad's. And Katie agreed. So she solidified that question. Yes, he knows the route.
Dad lives up by Clarksville.
So he could guide someone. Now, how far away does his dad live?
Clarksville. His dad lives up by Clarksville.
So he could guide
See
someone
her
all the way
arm?
to Clarksville.
Clarksville. His dad lives up by what, Chris? By what, Chris? Although they probably moved shit by now. See her arm? Don't say by nothing. Don't say by nothing, Chris. Oh, Lord, you fucked up. Oh, shit.
Now, how far away does his dad live?
Clarksville. His dad lives up by Clarksville.
So he could guide someone all the way to Clarksville.
Mhm.
Oh, wow. Okay. So a pretty keen sense of direction, at least with certain things.
Familiar routes.
Yes.
Familiar routes.
Familiar
I
routes.
mean, if I took him another route going
He
this way,
takes
he would
it.
not know it.
He goes up there.
Oh, is that what you did, Chris? Did you take him another route and get him turned around? What'd you do? Have you done that before?
Often that he knows how to get to his daddy's. We know that.
His dad works with him as far as, well, we're going this way, we're going that way, and keeps the same thing, and it works out. So,
Let's talk too, because earlier, Chris, you and I were talking, and you were saying that there are a lot of people who are harassing both of you. What of any of that do you want to address? What do you want to say to any of these people?
Just that you don't know. And I don't wish you to ever know.
I would say it like this. Everybody has an opinion. You know, and it's perfectly okay to have that opinion. But you're not in this situation. You don't quite understand. I wish people would step back, take a different wide open view, and not assume what they know. It's just better to stick to the facts. If they have questions, all they have to do is ask.
And I pray genuinely that no one ever goes through this.
Just be kind to people. I mean, that's...
Hearing him say this back on March 4th, after he's been nothing but an amazing dickhead to people, screaming on web sleuths. Do we need a reminder of what he did on web sleuths? Here's your reminder. Oh, wait, it's not this one. Hold on. It's a short. It'll take 1 second, but here's your reminder. And then you wonder why the PI quit.
Are being parked at like Warsham's and him getting
Okay, so here's the answer. The final answer to this.
It's not just an online rumor because people have driven up to me and personally spoken about this.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, can I make the statement?
I wish
This is very simple. This conversation has nothing to do on social media. You want to have this conversation, Seth? You call me, you get Heather, you get Chloe on the phone. Hell, I'll do you one better, and I will get Bobby and Carter on the phone, and we'll all sit down and have this little fucking powwow.
The rumor is...
There you go. There's your little reminder. It's crystal clear, Chrissy. It's crystal clear. It's LE, I think. But yeah, didn't he just say in part 2, you know, we have a great relationship, great communication. Oh, Terry Lynn coming in hot with some. Check this out. Terry Lynn went to Warsham's, Chrissy, and had a little convo. Not Bobby and Carter. He's being aggressive. He's throwing that out there in a way to get Seth to shut down. He's trying to scare him. Yeah. Great guy.
It's real simple.
It's real simple.
There are some people who have been talking, because I know this is part of the harassment. Is there anything you want to address about this child custody situation with the previous?
Thank you, Amy.
So I have a current case that is ongoing in another state. We've requested that case to be sealed because there are some individuals who have taken upon themselves to put stuff out there that they don't quite know, which all they have to do is ask, I'll tell you. But because of that, you know, it has nothing to do with our son. It has nothing to do with the situation. You know, I just, people would respect.
Nobody asked if it did, but you're
that, and then keep an open mind. It's totally different.
It's totally different. Yeah, it is totally different, isn't it? They have court tomorrow, him and Nina.
If Sebastian was able to watch this, and maybe he's watching this as it airs, and if he is, what do you want to say to Sebastian? What do you want him to hear from you right now?
Oh, gosh. That we love you so much, and we want you to come home, and you're not in trouble.
I guarantee you he is loved.
What? Who's questioning if the missing child is loved? That tells me that he wasn't loved by you, at least, by either of you. I guarantee you he was loved.
I guarantee you he is loved. And trust me, the open arms are waiting for him to come home. From every parent to every family members to probably everyone in the community. But there's no malice. We just want our boy home. Badly. But
That mama's heart, I know it's daddy's too, but I feel like there's always that extra special bond. Can you walk us through what you're thinking right now?
I just want my baby to be okay. I don't know where he's at. I don't know where he's at.
Let's talk about the community, because I want you all to know, even my church body, I mean, we're all praying. We're all praying for his safe return quickly. What do you all want to say to the community?
Thank you.
With everything from the bottom of our hearts. I would not have imagined how far this has gotten.
I'm sure you didn't. I'm sure you didn't.
But there's no way to repay the gratitude, the love that we've felt from the community, the prayers. But thank you.
But
from the
don't
bottom of our
stop
hearts.
looking.
Yeah, please.
My son is somewhere.
This ain't over until he's home.
On April 3rd, a drunk driver.
Sebastian Rogers strong. You're 100% right. She got to thinking about where he really was, and it jerked her into like a panic attack. All right, this is the last part, guys, right here.
Basically been traced and retraced. We've got hundreds. Mention it's been on the search itself, because we know thousands of miles have basically been traced and retraced. We've got hundreds. We've got volunteers. We've got law enforcement from within the state, from without, outside of the state. I mean, do you feel like they're doing as much as they can? I mean, you all have been right there in the front seat, seeing everything that's underway.
As far as I know, they're doing everything. Anything and everything has been an option. They have brought in assets and resources from various counties, potentially other states. I mean, I don't know how much more they could do, but we're grateful for everything they have done.
They're amazing, but they still haven't brought my baby back.
They will. They will.
He's out there somewhere. So it's one day at a time.
They will.
Getting through this and bringing him home.
They will.
What is the reaction to the fact that somehow his image, he hasn't been captured on any video anywhere?
I know that it was very dark that night. I mean, it gets dark around here at night in general, but so far we haven't found him on any camera footage to prove where he's at or where he's gone. I know that they're looking, and I'm asking everybody and anybody that has cameras, trail cams, stores.
Stores. Terry Lynn. Stores. And she went, hashtag Worshams. What is she looking at over there?
I know that it was very dark that night. I mean, it gets dark around here at night in general, but so far we haven't found him on any camera footage to prove where he's at or where he's gone. I know that they're looking, and I'm asking everybody and anybody that has cameras, trail cams, stores, to check, even from before he went missing, just to see if there's anything at all.
And I understand there was a request for video, any sort of footage of Sebastian from earlier in the day, on Sunday, before he disappeared.
That I don't believe we can comment on right now. That is not something that I believe we're privy to at this point in law enforcement.
We're not Oh my God. So he was pervy even before the Terry Lynn call on March 21st, which is ingrained in my brain, that date. So many people ask, what date is this call? What date is this call? We're not pervy to that, but you are pervy to it. Because what are you doing? Are you being pervy with someone in the law enforcement and getting some tips? Huh? Pervy? Little pervy poo? You're a little pervy. You might have had to give over your phone. They might find out you're a little pervy. Did they take your electronics, Chris?
Any sort of footage of Sebastian from earlier in the day on Sunday before he disappeared?
That I don't believe we can comment on right now. That is not something that I believe we're privy to at this point with law enforcement. That is something I would definitely direct back to them.
Oh, shit. Pervy with law enforcement. Weird. That's just a little pervy. He meant to say privy, but he said pervy. I ain't pervy to that. How do you mess up and say pervy? Yeah, he's got a secret side phone. Look at how he's blushing. Look at his cheeks. Look how red his cheeks are. Because he got a little pervy.
I believe we're pervy too. That I don't believe we can comment on right now. That is not something that I believe we're pervy to at this point with law.
Uh-oh. What else was caught on Worsham's camera? Let's go back to that question again.
And I understand there was a request for video, any sort of footage of Sebastian from earlier in the day on Sunday before he disappeared.
There was footage earlier in the day on Sunday before he disappeared. What was the footage on Sunday before he disappeared? What were they doing that he wasn't pervy to with a camera?
That I don't believe we can comment on right now. That is not something that I believe we're pervy to at this point with law enforcement. That is something I would definitely direct back to them. But I mean, there's all kinds of requests out there. There's thousands of hours of video that they are combing. And
There's thousands of hours from what? Your phone? Why do they keep saying combing? Thousands of hours of footage they're combing through.
And we're just hoping they'll find something.
And I know
No, you're
this
not.
is so sensitive. What do you say to people who inevitably end up pointing their finger back at you? We were talking earlier, and I mean, are you both in the clear?
I can tell you that Mom, myself, and the father have worked very fully and cooperatively with all agencies across the board. We have anything that they've wanted, we have provided. So cooperation is there. I mean,
What do you want to say to our viewers? Anybody who's watching, we've got a lot of folks in this community and in other counties just throughout the state as well. What do you want to say to them?
Help spread the word and keep searching, and thank you. And just if you think you see him, call him in.
Oh, if you think you see him, call him in. Like somebody did.
thank all the viewers, everybody that's helped from across the board. I mean, everybody has been tremendous.
Call his name.
Yeah.
He'll answer, and if he doesn't answer, he'll look, even if he's not being verbal at the moment, because he can talk, but sometimes he don't talk. Call it.
Why does she laugh? Sometimes he don't talk.
But sometimes he don't talk. Call his name. Tell him to stay put.
And he could be on the move, so keep checking your properties.
Yes. Like, the search is never over until he comes home.
She says keep checking your properties. Do you recall during the search that the lead investigator, Eric Craddock, I think his name's Eric, said, check your properties twice a day. Twice a day. That means that if someone's alive, they could show up, right, and like hunker down for the night. But it also means that someone could be moving someone or moving evidence, per se. They're not all about the twice a day checks. They could be reiterating that, but they're not reiterating that.
That is for sure.
So smart.
Hey, Makita.
But thank you for everything that everybody has done, has volunteered, the continuous efforts. I mean, it's, like I said, I've never seen something to this magnitude before.
I've never seen something to this magnitude before. He's flipping out. They came in rapid fire. They didn't expect this.
Our community is amazing.
We're all praying, hoping, and searching for Sebastian's safe return for that day. Thank you both for talking with me.
On
That's
average, 800 pedestrians and bicyclists.
That is it. And just for a refresher, let's listen to this one more time.
It's actually that about your mom, her car being parked at like Warsham's and him getting
Okay, so here's the answer. The final answer to this.
It's not just an online rumor because people have driven up to me and personally spoken about this.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, can I make the statement?
I wish
This is very simple. This conversation has nothing to do on social media. You want to have this conversation, Seth? You call me, you get Heather, you get Chloe on the phone. Hell, I'll do you one better, and I will get Bobby and Carter on the phone, and we'll all sit down and have this little fucking powwow.
You know what's funny? Is that I bet Bobby and Carter were in the room when all those agents and the DA showed Katie and Seth that video. And we're going to leave that there. I'll see you guys back here in a couple hours for our call-in show tonight. Get ready to call in. Let us know what you think. I'll see you guys at 7. I'm going to roll our credits. See you back here tonight. Be sure to check out my other videos and playlists for more true crime content. And if that's not enough, you can join our Patreon. Don't have a tinfoil hat? It's okay. We'll make you one. It's that easy. See you guys in the next video.
See you later. Bye.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn.
Coming in hot, just like the fajita.
You wanna be with me. You wanna feel.
Bring it all in.
But I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to France, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time. I ain't got time.
I don't want Jennifer or
Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack.
I've been through the desert on a horse with no name.
Jennifer loves horses.
Thanks so much, Jennifer.
Bye, Jennifer.
Flung